Hello my friends, long time no see. As you can hear probably that I'm a little bit not well, I would say. It's Saturday, so my husband took kids to go and do a bit of grocery shopping. Therefore I have a few minutes, which is very unusual, but I'm taking this opportunity to record this. I'm not sure even when was the last time I recorded and this way. So if you're here or you've been here before, just letting you know that I still keep in touch with you with shorts. I try to, every time I'll take my break at work, record something, what I'm up to. Therefore I'm not sure, it's been so long. Therefore let's jump into it. I'm going to talk about the things that I finished. A big one. I finished a few probably, but I don't remember per se. So I'll be jumping through here and there. So we're focused on what I have currently on the knitting needles, and then I published a free pattern basically, and then shorts I'm showing the chart. I'm going to show it over here too. So do not worry, I call it LUTY Socks. Anyway, let's jump into it, because first things first, I finished a sweater. So this is it. This is the sweater. This is a top-down raglan. I just went with the knitting it. I'm going to tell you quickly how I went with it without pattern, how I knitted without the pattern. So this is it. Hopefully you can see it. I'm sitting in front of the, a window. So hopefully you will see every glimpse of it. Please focus on the sweater. Yeah, so this one has a fingering weight yarn, which I purchased ages ago. I mean ages, like probably more than 5 years ago. And then it has a kid mohair from Drops. So if I get any chance to put something in regards to the sweater, be over here. As you can see, when the kids are asleep, I'm trying, or the one is occupied, I'm trying to knit for a bit, and with all the markers, which I'm transferring on the other sleeve, here is a progress. I'm knitting a raglan top down sweater. The yarn that I'm using is Drops Kid Silk. This is the last 15-gram bulk that I have, so happy about that, because I have still, I think, that much that I need to do, and also happy to have another bowl, because I will run out of the other one too. And if you're mixing two together, it's very forgiving from perspective of color changes, I think. Obviously the light over here is not the best, and here is the dyer of this beautiful yarn that it's not working anymore as a yarn dyer, but yeah. And this is dawn in Irish means brown. So that's that. I hope you enjoy, and I'm hoping to finish it maybe still this year, December 2024. Finger crossed. Hello my friends, as you noticed, because I'm telling you, I finished a sweater. Cropped. However, I have to fix it, because when I was knitting, I had that kind of feeling that I should be checking other sleeve. I have 15 rounds over here, and I have 10 rounds over here, and this is tubular bind off. So, and it's mohair. So I want to fix it during this break. Although, what I else want to do, my little one, so I'll be knitting on that. But firstly, maybe I'll finish this. My little will grab the ball and run away with it, and he did something with it, but I don't have a clue what happened here. But I'm knitting on the second one, and I showed you in the previous short the motif for this sock, so check that out. I think I even put it as a first photo for you to click if you want to. So I'm on the ribbing now, and I'm going to, hopefully it looks the same, finish the heel, and I'm hoping to do it this and this. However, my little lovely friend got me a pattern, an adult pattern for the Christmas sweater by Skin Deer. I do have a kid version, and I'm planning to knit it one day, but I was looking for a yarn I had in mind, and I forgot to I forgot to take it. I forgot to take the purple. Oh, sure, I won't be able to even start. How great I am. So this is Pinot PT2 Rauma, I think, yarn. I got it a few years ago during one of the yarn festivals. And I have purple, more, this, and 2 these, and I think 3 these. And Avena or Avena is the pattern in mine. At the end of the short, maybe I will just leave that much to kind of squeeze in what I'm talking about and edit there. So there was a really dark purple, and I see that I don't have it here. Therefore, I will not even be able to start if I wanted to. Therefore, I'll leave you with it. And hopefully at least socks and this will be finished. Finger crossed. Okay, I'll leave it a bit. So now motif for my socks if you want to do those, and the 2 patterns that I was talking about. Hello everyone, I finished it. I did frog it, well, and did the ribbing and make a new one. So I'm going to put it on because I'm going to actually wear it. I haven't blocked it, so it may stretch a little bit. But one more tip, I took a small strand of one of the yarns and make a bow. So anytime I grab it, because I will know where the front and the back is. So here it is. I designed it myself, so there's no pattern that I followed. It's a basic, I just come up with number of stitches that I would like to have around my neck, that will still go through my head. And I did a raglan until I was happy about it. I have sleeved. They're on the proper size, I would say now, but if I block them and they'll be more puffy, like because the yarn will stretch, that's not something I will be worried about. I don't have a clothes now to wear it cropped, but it's slightly cropped as you can see, so far so good. And it's warm. It's a little crinkly over here, but once I leave it, I may not feel it. There's more things to it. I couldn't find home 3mm, so I went with my set that I always carry with me. This is the Mindful Collection by Knit Pro Explore, and if you watch that, I purchased a single ones for 3, 3.5, and 4mm, I think, because just in case I need an extra one, which is kind of works well. I work on 3 needles over here, 3, and I have 2.75mm. So anyway, still fine. I wanted to show you too that my mom sent it something to me, and I don't think it's for me. Check it out, because my windows are not so wide, so I presume accidentally I was given something that my sister should get. But yeah, that's for sure not my windows. So just to show you how talented, patient my mom is, and she made flowers and leaves and everything I love. So let's leave it. She's probably going to see it and enjoy it. And this time, today I'm going to start sweater. So I haven't printed the first page. I printed the last one. Well, I printed whatever I needed to print, sorry. So to take this sweater, and here my colors. So hopefully, and I think I'll start with 3.5. I'm going with the H size. H. There's so many sizes here, to be honest. So wish me luck. Bye bye. You've probably seen some of my shorts in regards to the sweater, so that's what I wanted to pull out from the whole thing that I did. And as you have seen, I had an issue that I did not check how many rounds I did with the cuff, and you know, and things happen, right? I had to frog and I have to redo it, but I did it, and that's the main thing. I'm so proud that I did that, even though in my head I was like, what are you doing? But anyway, so how did I come up with it? So I took yarn and I took knitting needles that I would normally think that I would knit a hat. So I figured if I would normally cast on that many stitches for a hat to wear, my hat will
will go through it. And my idea was to have it close fitted. So let me show you how it's blocked, but I put it somewhere so it's a little bit, you know, it's not nicely. And I put, as you can see, a bow. Can you see a bow? I just put a strand of yarn and make a bow, so I know it's the front at the end. I did short row shaping, but not so, and the, I'll check that. But I wanted to have it that way. So I didn't cry when, you know, they got even slightly longer after blocking, because I want to have this thing, and also I can do this. Love it so much. So as you can see, it went through it. I did back loop cast on method very quickly, very stretchy, because I knew I'm going to roll it. And basically I just knitted a number of rounds and I fold it, and I saw, okay, I like this view, therefore I just joined it. If you don't know how to do it, I have FK, I call it FK fold, I think, so check my tutorial. Because I use that for my Full of Minis hat, which, by the way, thank you so much for whoever purchased it. A lady knitted the hat, and she put it on Facebook groups, and people really loved it, and I love that love. Thank you so much for a good feedback and stuff. I designed it in 2018 and we have 2025, so you know, it's 7 years later, and it's just, thank you so much, thank you so much. Yeah, so let's go back to the sweater, and if you have any questions about Full of Minis hat, let me know down below. I'll try to answer maybe in my shorts or whatever like that. So so let's do that with this. This is a special video. So what I decided afterwards, I'm going to do a short row shaping. I did it straight away to make sure, like, this is that the depth that I want, because you could, while you're doing it, you could see it. So I did short row shaping the way I wanted to. I wanted to have it like over here. When I was a kid, I had an accident and you could see a line over here, so I just wanted to have it that much. You know, probably people would prefer slightly lower, but yeah, in my case, I just feel more comfortable in this way. And then I did raglan, which what I did, I increased every second round until I had certain number of stitches. At this stage, I could kind of know, because obviously I wasn't blocking, and this yarn I think contains merino, which is very like stretchy yarn. Also the yarn is super wash, which also have a tendency to stretch, but I knitted it to the fit size, and then if it stretches, it'll be slightly oversized with the ease. Remember, when you're doing it on your own, when you're knitting it on your own and you're doing raglan, remember that you have to have a number of stitches that will equal circumference of your chest, circumference of your both arms, and extra for doing this, just in case you really want to have it fitted. So you have to do a little bit extra than if you do even a math. So how to, can I implement over here a photo or something to explain in regards to gauge and how to count it? Let me know if you want that, okay? So let's move on. I'm hoping that you know how many stitches you would know for certain, how to measure 10 centimeters or 4 inch, and then how much you would want for a chest. I gave myself kind of a surprise thing how stretch is going to be. However, I was mixing Kid Mocher with that stretchable yarn, let's go that way. Therefore, I thought that it will not be so drastic, and I was right. So as you can see, it's not so drastic. I think it lowered a little bit from perspective. I put like a dressy thingy. It is cropped slightly, but you know, belly button is here, and so maybe I was knitted it was cropped and it got slightly longer, but yeah. Sorry, no. Right, so stay in tune. I'm going to show you socks, but and probably show it on the thumbnail. So yeah, with the cropped sweater, and if you're knitting top down, I was like, even if it does not work, although I did tubular bind off here, I thought, well, I can always undo it and then make it longer, you know? So that's the beauty of knitting top down, that you can try it on while you're knitting it, taking for consideration that if you haven't done the swatch, like I haven't, just telling you, but you should, but sometimes swatches, anyway, because the swatches are sometimes misleading too, because if you make a little swatch and you're making a sweater, which is a garment, is heavy and it stretches more than actually thing will stretch. So I presume you would have to go to some physics to actually make the swatch properly for the sweater. So the best thing in regards to sweater is to get a yarn or something similar to the yarn that you've knitted before, like a hat or anything like that, and knowing how it behaves when you're knitting a garment. Any other tips, write down below what else you would add, so anyone is watching it maybe and want to kind of go outside of the knitting box and just knit a sweater without a pattern. So it is exciting. Mixing emotions, you know what I mean? So the fear could be excitement. I always say that I'm fearful. Maybe you're excited, not fearful actually. So anyway, let's leave it. And then, so we did the body, right? I did the ribbing over here one by one. This was also one by one if you haven't mentioned. And I finished with tubular bind off because that's what I like to do. And I have a tutorial how to, because probably people are scared about this long. So, okay, tubular bind off. You do not use knitting needles, you use tapestry needle, which is a needle with a kind of bold end, so it's not so sharp. And the worry, I think there's two worries in regards to tubular bind off. If I'm wrong, let me know down below, or if you add more. So the first worry is that you will not make the yarn, the tail of the yarn long enough to cut it to know if that length will be efficient for the whole circumference of your sweater, giving you that extra kind of, you know, stretchy feeling. Look at that. Second thing is because of that long tail that you're going to bind off your sweater, is that it will be loads of motion and you may forget certain steps when you do tubular. Therefore, I have a tutorial. So what I do, I just make like I would do for socks, because I feel this is comfortable for me. So I just wrap the yarn like 5 times around my hand and just do tubular like I would do socks. So normally for the sweater, I think I had to do it 3 times. Just to let you know, I think. So I'm do 64, so by 3, whatever. Maybe 3 times. And then I'll show you in the video how I wave in the ends, because it's so simple. And literally, even if you don't watch tutorial, sorry, that's my washing machine. Because, you know, cloth nappies, 2 kids. Every day there is a washing thing, and this is a very old washing machine that actually survives things. So, so happy it's hot over here. Anyway, I'm so excited talking to you like that. So anyway, let's take breaks because I will be editing on my phone and hopefully it will manage. Right, so, and then hopefully I said everything. This was just straight. I did not do any like shaping, anything like that. And I went to the arms. So remember, when you have arms, when you're dividing it to the circumference and the circumference on your arms, we're adding some stitches. I haven't told that, so hopefully you haven't just went straight away to knitting and you're just listening to this. So when you're separating this whole yoke, let's call it, to like put stitches on hold, and over here you can add some stitches. So that also gives you a little bit of like, ooh, I made it too tight. So instead of like add over here, I like to do even number, because basically you have like in the front, a little bit on the back. So let's say we have 8, so we have 4 here, 4 there, right? And then what we do when you pick up the stitches is a gap, so you have to pick them up. So you will have also extra stitches on your circumference on your sleeves when you done that, you know, and that also gives you that extra room to lifting arms in case you have done all the fitting thing, if you know what I mean. If you forgot about it, for instance, whatever. So that's also can be your, you know, extra information. And if you edit and you think it's still short, you can still go around. And then until you find that you have the yoke, so this part, long enough. And what I like to do, I like to just grab it. And as you can see, I'm not really grabbing a lot here. So I just want it like this. But I would suggest you to go all your thumb and just be able to grab it, because I knew that I'm not going to wear anything-ish underneath it, you know? So if you're gonna take a sweater that you want to have something underneath, make it a little bigger. So right, I wanted to have it a little bit stretchy because I found also, I was a former swimmer, just FYI, and I have a thingy about my shoulders and my neck, as you heard, and my arms, as you heard, hearing now. So I wanted not to have it like very tight because I think it emphasized my arms. Therefore, I wanted to have it a little bit, you know, like this, which basically means like this is the circumference of my probably a hat. So I was knitting like boom, 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 like 3 hats over here. And then what I did to get that puffiness, if you ever, just take your number of stitches and what's the word? Check number of stitches multiplied by 30% and you'll get the number. And that's your number to decrease number of stitches. Obviously, if you get like roughly like, I don't know, 35.5 and you want to have a even number, so go 34 or 36, you know, but just remember to do them both. What I do, I try to write down in the notes in my phone that I'm knitting like anything, so I'll do it the same way. And I did write down that I have then and then if you decrease it in 1 round or you decrease it in 2 rounds or 3 rounds, just write it down. As you can see in the kind of this you won't even kind of know-ish when I did it. And then I did 50 rounds and I finished with 2 bill bind off, and I did write it down in notes, but I did not look at it, and I did not even look at the other sleeve that I finished, because the one that I made mistake was the one that I was knitting as the second one, right? So that's all. Hopefully it gives you a bit of excitement and maybe chill to knit a sweater for yourself. If you're having a small gauge, so you're knitting on small knitting needles, I think I use 4.5 if I'm not mistaken. You probably hear it in the shorts that I mentioned because that's what I wanted to do. It's easier to play with it. If you're having a bigger, like bulk yarn and stuff like that, you have to be precise. Now my washing machine is calling me because they finished anyway, the cloth nappies. But let's go further. So I will be wearing it. I took it to work. I was breastfeeding, you know, like the pump. As you can see, you may see my hands through it. See that? So like I said, I used finger and weight yarn with kid mohair, which is like lace. So and I used for 4.5. Therefore, I'm guessing I might have. I haven't even checked my gauge now. I wore it for a while. That's the best way to check your gauge now. If you had a garment or the hat, you wear it, you wash it a few times, well, like once at least, and wear it to check it then, because the yarn got kind of relaxed, dried, and got a little bit movement in it, and then will be the perfect. So just in case I want to redo it, that's kind of an idea. And because I use fingering weight yarn and I know the blend in that yarn, well, by watching my shorts, I will, because I don't even have the thing. I could kind of recreate it with a different similar yarn with the thickness and the blend in it. Just telling you that. I really love this. I'm so happy I got this. This was a gift from family member who gave me some money to spend it just on me after giving birth to my second child, and this is the best purchase ever, because even when I need something like to I don't know, I was knitting a hat and I did not do PNs, I just used these, mix them together and so on. So life-saving, and it's not big. So and what else I do have here, so this was in the I'm adding progress keepers here. I have needles over here, and I also so if you're in Ireland, there is this knit shop, and I've seen it that they have it on the website. Actually, I checked it yesterday, and I think it's 71 euro, I think, for the set. I also got an extra single ones, if that's the one, just in case I will have 2 instead of 1. And I try to find in all my mess all the 9-inch circulars, because this is a 10-inch circulars. If I'm saying right, I think they say 25 centimeters. So it's slightly bigger to knit. Like, I would not knit socks with it, to be honest. It's just for sleeve or like instead of DPNs and stuff like that. And in that bag, I also have weight scale, this, and then I have all the ends that do you see them? All the ends that I'm squeezing in and hoping to put them, you know, in the wave-in ends bag, which then I use to, I don't know, knit some stuffies, some toys, some stuff that I can use that. So recommend that. So I use that for this. Let's move on. So I do have a next sweater on my knitting needles. I think I knitted 2 sweaters, 3 sweaters. No, 2 sweaters, because let's count this one 2025. I think I finished 2025. And so I knit 2 sweaters in 2024. pay attention that I was pregnant. No, in the beginning of January, I gave birth to a child. I had 2 children, so I think that was brilliant. And when I wear my wishbone sweater, yeah, I'm getting nice words anyway. So, but the only time I can wear sweaters is probably when I'm going, like it's a weekend or maybe on my break. I'm spoiling myself that I'm taking attractive. I live in a rural area in Ireland, by the way. So something for you, something for free, something you can grab on. So on the screen over here is a chart, and I put it on Ravelry as LUTY Socks, so L-U-T-Y. It's a February word in Polish. I'm Polish, by the way. Sorry, Barbara, my name actually. But I hope you're just comfort knitting. So I wanted to, because it's so hard to design when I have 2 kids. I do have some design, so definitely on the shorts I'm mentioning what I'm wearing in case you're interested. The 342 sales annually, so check that out if you want to buy something. You can always spice things up. I do have an ebook about 12 knitting socks patterns if you want to try that, check that out too. But to write down patterns, to have a test knit, to write down the PDF file, it's a little bit time consuming, I would say. Therefore I figured I will just spice things up and try to give you something over here for free, especially for those 5 members, because my channel has a membership, and these ladies, they just stuck with me for 2 years, which, like, it's amazing that they're still, hopefully they know that they're follow, and I really appreciate them, and I want to give something back to them too. And yeah, it's just so hard to make an extra content. Therefore, I'm just giving it for everyone for free. So I called it LUTY Socks, and I used some leftovers that I got from my socks knitting and from my friends knitting. So I finished first, and I even tell you the short in regards how, because I got a question. I love your questions. So if you have any questions, just write down over here and I'll try to make it in short. So it'll be quick, easy and simple, hopefully. So that was a question how I mark for the heel. So I made this.
Hello my friends, I'm going to tell you something about this. So I got a question, how to measure the foot to show where to cut for the heel on the toe up knitted tube. So I've done 1 sock for LUTY sock and I'm on the 2nd one. So I'm going to show you how I did this and how I measured it and how it looks over here. Check it out. Let's draw a foot on the piece of paper. What I like to do with the outside ankle, I'm going to mark here. See it? Inside. So this is my left leg. Draw a line. And I would just measure from here to here when I'm knitting toe up. And then I would know where to put it. So you can see with my LUTY socks, my foot and the placement. Like I said, 1 or 2 rounds here and there just to make the pattern nicer when you want to place it. It's not a big deal. But, you know, so with the color work, I would say go higher, so add more, because that way the stitches will stretch less. As you can see, this is my foot, my sock. Just in case, when I was marking before my ankle, right bone, here, hopefully I'm saying it right, and I'm connecting it. So the sock stretches and it will fit me, as you can see. So again, if you do color work or a lace sock, then maybe go 1 size higher, like a bigger, because that way you will have a nicer show of the color work or the lace, because it will not stretch so much if you're looking for that. So that's how I do it. So now I know at least that with my gauge and stuff, I normally need 60-65 rounds to mark for the heel. And then I'm knitting a heel and I'm able to squeeze to it. However, after 2 kids, I had to build up now to 64 stitches sock, but used to, if you watch my previous videos, like the proper videos, I was knitting 56 stitch. So I'm 64 now. I think at least I feel more comfortable with that. So yeah, if you have any questions, let me know down below. Maybe I can answer you during my break. And in case you're looking for the patterns that I'm wearing, I'm going to put the thingy over here. So check it out on the Ravelry. Bye bye. Bye.
So I hope you're happy with that. So as you can see, I haven't blocked these, and I probably should, I'm going to grab the block, what do you call it? I haven't used it for a while, so sub blocker. So I'm the second one. I'm finishing the ribbing. I'm going to tubular bind up, that's my favorite one. I'm going to do true afterthought heel when I have to cut the yarn. I was mentioning the placement, and you can play with it. So as you can see, I need to be very careful now. Although did I mark it properly? Hopefully I did. That I'm going to put it over here. So it's simple to do it in the color work. Just remember, if you pick the round that you have two colors, even there is a float, you have to remember to cut the second color too, also in the middle, so you have enough length of the tails to wave them afterwards. Just telling you that. So I think they're perfect. Just give me a sec. So they're not blocked yet. Let's see if I can get it like a top nail or something. Do you see that? Sorry. They're not blocked. They're going to block beautifully. I have an woven end, so you may see a little bit stretchy yarn over here where you have the toe, but do not worry, when I wave in, that'll be nicely tight. And I think this is the beginning of the round, so I'll try to make sure that this will be in the center, like this. This is going to be my left sock, and I'm going to go opposite for the second one. That's how I like to wear it in case of the disruption in the pattern. Yeah, so hopefully, again, over here, just in case you want to kind of knit it, very simple, play with it, more colors you use, better. I did not cut every round I was doing. I was making floats up from perspective of this. Obviously, I will have more ends than usual to wave in, but that's fine. I did not cut after everything, no. I just followed it up because I think this is like 8 rounds for the next one to skip. I think that's doable, and yeah, so yay, I'm happy. Almost finished. I'm going to block it maybe on the shorts I'm going to show you, or probably on my feet if I'm going to keep it, although life comes up and sometimes gives me the idea like, give it to this person. Is that the only thing that I was knitting? No, I was just giving you the information so you can grab it, use the ravelry. I just put a link to the short with the motif like I'm showing you now, so you don't have to click even there, but just watch this one. Okay, so let's move on to a sweater that I'm knitting, because I'm knitting a sweater. And by the way, thank you so much for my friend. She spoiled me rotten and she got me a Christmas jumper, which I do have bought a kid's version. I haven't knitted that yet. And she got me the adult version, so I don't have to use my mummy brain to recalculate or do anything with it. And I'm planning to knit it with some yarn, which again is just, I'm trying to use the yarn that I like purchased many years ago, and I thought those times, not now, that it's too precious to be knit with. I'm just going with it. Therefore, I'm knitting top down because that's my favorite thing. A sweater, and this is Avena, that's how it's called, and you may recognize the designer. Oh, sorry, you may recognize the designer over here. So this is it. I'm using kind of rusty yarn, which is phenol P22, and this probably doesn't even exist anymore because I got it a few years ago, like years. And by saying years, I mean over 5 years. I have the channel since 2015, just in case you're watching me for the first time or you haven't, yeah, so ages. And I've never said anyone why I actually started it, because I started in 2015 when because I was informed by doctors I have a thing that I'm infertile, so I want to have kids. So I figured I'm not going to blame shame anyone, therefore let's do it during the time that it wasn't so much popular, let's say that way. But I have 2 kids now, so that could be a longer story, but let's keep it short. So yeah, so I have as much as this. And again, I'm just saying on my shorts that I haven't checked how long the floats are, even from perspective of looking at the pattern, from perspective of the photo, I could kind of figure out that they're going to be really, really long. So I'm just telling you, if it's doable, you make it, but I would prefer shorter. However, if you want the effect, sometimes you have to knit harder. So it will go slower. That's what I'm saying. It's just slower and more focus and so on. Have I made any errors? I don't have a clue. If I did, remember, this is a personal signature of the sweater. No one else is going to make those little bits if I make any mistake. So I'm going with a personal signature. Yeah, because anyone can take the pattern and knit it from A to Z, as we refer to it. But not everyone will make those same mistakes as I did. So I'm taking from that. So I think I'm almost halfway through the chart. Let me check. Yeah, almost. There's 53, I'm on 25. So I'm still going with it. However, I did all the increases. So therefore I have as many stitches as I should have. I'm using 16-inch cable. I probably should switch to bigger one, especially to show the beauty of it. If I get a chance, I will. I'll tell you straight away what kind of needles I use. So I use Hi as interchangeable over here, and it's 3.5 millimeter knitting needles. I'm using what I said to you, which, from perspective of the yardage over here, I'm knitting first time with this yarn, and this is very woolly. So when I'm keeping two yarns together, they have a tendency to, to hug each other. Therefore I have to strip them to put them on my finger. I'm keeping two yarns in my left hand, therefore it takes also extra time, but apparently yarn like this, when it's 100% wool, if it is 100%, I think, yeah, Norse wool, this is something apparently perfect for color work. However, it's kind of, you can see the twist in this yarn. There's 2-ply, so it's kind of wonky looking if you see it from perspective of like close. See that? It's very wonky. If I showed you, for instance, yeah, like a sock. Okay, yeah, check that out. It's very, you see this? Anyway, but I'm hoping maybe from perspective of this, when I block it, it will show differently, and everyone kind of says that 100% wool, especially from Norwegian and stuff like that, it's something to go with. So we shall see how that goes. And in regards to the yardage, is not fingering, because in the 50 gram you have 175 meters. So in the 100 you will have 350 meters, which 350 meters is sport weight. Therefore, in this pattern, designer calls for 20 stitches, which for me would be the DK weight yarn. So I'm just hoping that I'm going to get it. Normally I'm getting, with the fingering, just fingering, I get 24 stitches. So I'm thinking with sport, I may get like 21, 22. I'm knitting H size, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, give me a sec, that's 6, that's 6. So 13 sizes, and I'm going with H size, which is 136 centimeters in the bust, so that's 54.5 inches. They recommend to go with the 2 to 6 inch positive ease, so to have it larger. Therefore, I think I'm managing. I think I'm 105 maybe now. So 35 cents. Yeah, so if it's going to be bigger, I don't mind. There's more space. You can put garments underneath, like I told you about this. So this is the idea that I may put something underneath it. But sometimes with the wool, I knit it with wool. Like I love the Holzgarn yarn. I knitted a beautiful sweater. So I do have like a cone of yarn, so I'm hoping to knit with that yarn soon too. But slowly, surely, time is the thing over here, isn't it? And I'm knitting during my breaks, so like home time knitting, nothing like that exists. So yeah, so I'm using those two colors, kind of purpley, and this, like I said, I'm trying my best to use my stash, and especially the yarn that I purchased during the yarn festivals, because I just kept them in the quotes behind the glass, which I don't really, but you know, like, let's call it that way. So I'm planning now to knit socks for my little boy. So, but that's like plain knitting really, like I've done two at a time I'm doing, and with him I'm going with the fish lips kiss heel until I reach 44 stitch or 44 stitch. I would probably switch to true afterthought heel. Okay, I'm sorry, I had a coughing attack. So that's probably I finished more. I really was proud of fixing my friend's sock that she sent it to me with the toes, maybe over here.
Hello, my friend. I'm hoping to update you what I'm up to, but I'm not sure, are you aware that there's like a planet alignment, or they call it a planet parade, that I think 7 planets of our solar system are in line. That's amazing. Anyway, so what I'm doing, I'm knitting hat, but there is an issue. There's a big issue with this tangled thing, and not only there's an issue with that, I'm decreasing now, so I'm making a asphodel potion hat. So I'm making an asphodel on the top of the hat, and I'm hoping I'll have enough yarn. If not, I'll just add something there, and that will be enough too. However, I do not have a patience at the moment to play with that. Therefore, I grabbed my Let's Fix bag. I don't know, I call it that way. And as you may are aware, a while back, I fixed this sock over here. I haven't knitted the socks, and check this out. I got it as a gift. So, you increase, interesting heel and up. So, I've never done anything like it, and probably will not. Hopefully no one is coming. So therefore, I did this. I'm on the creases, 15 rounds, and I'm going up with it. I just go with the second sock just in case. So that's that. Those 2 things, if I manage to finish it, I'll be very happy about that. It's Friday today, 24th. So Saturday, Sunday, probably I won't, unless we go somewhere. I will be able to kind of give you snips of knitting in the car. But other than that, probably I will not even grab these. So therefore, I want to really finish them. So yeah, let me know, have you seen those planets, or are you even looking up in the sky at some stage? And yeah, let me know, how do you feel during this time? Apparently there may be something strange. I had a very low day yesterday, so I'm not sure. I did not have even strength to knit, let's say it that way. So yeah, maybe that was related, maybe it wasn't, I don't have a clue. However, yesterday we had a red alert in Ireland from perspective of the wind. There was 130 kilometers per hour. So it finished today, I think 10 a.m. Therefore, well, I'm back to work. I didn't have off anything. So yeah, but I was going back from work yesterday. My car was literally shifting. So a bit here and there, and I'm driving Volkswagen van. So yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoy this one. See you next one. Bye bye.
It's okay, I'm going to have it like that. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions that you think that I can help you with, check my playlist and see what I've knitted, to see if I have some kind of knowledge or experience maybe in regards to the questions you asking, or maybe something will catch your eye and you may would want to knit something that I've knitted previously. Check that. I have playlist, hats, shawls, and so on. So thank you so much for the purchasing my patterns. Check Ravelry. I'm making a switch. My so life information, just my husband's switch work. He's helping now in the farm, so he can start very early, and we can switch, so we can kind of take care of our kids ourselves. And I'm going to work, and I'm back like at 12 night. So so yeah, time is something that I want more in my life, but at the moment I know I need to be patient with it. Hopefully it's going to be better and better. And I'm hearing that while the kids are playing, you can actually grab knitting needles and knit for a bit. So I'm waiting for that moment. And then the bag is there waiting to grab on. But unfortunately my little one, he's now a year, over a year old, still wants mommy. So I would want to chat with you more. So I hope you know what I'm talking about. Like, subscribe, and all that jazz. And thank you so much for watching. Definitely go check my shorts, because that's where you can find me, and that I'll be updating you with the informations around here. And yeah, hello from Ireland and bye from Ireland. Bye bye.